There's some people now that they have money and they're so scared they're going to spend it. They hoard it up, they hoard it up, they hoard it up, and they always worry about money, but they got plenty of money because all they're doing is hoarding it up. That's a sin. Then you got, on the other hand, you got people who don't have money, and yet they spend money like they don't have money. Like they have money. Something like that. You figure it out. They have money, and they don't have money, but yet they spend money like they have money. They charge, they buy, they do all sorts of things. As soon as they get some money in their hands, it goes in one and out the other. And they continue to struggle because of wants. I'm broke. I never have no money. It's amazing to me how people are broke and they still smoke cigarettes. It's amazing to me how people are broke and they still drink. It's amazing how they're broke and still go on vacation. I ain't understood that part yet. I mean, you can't spend money you don't have. I mean, sooner or later it's going to catch up with you. Trust me. It's going to catch up. Just like what's taking place with our government. When you're trillions and trillions of dollars of debt, sooner or later the buck stops here. Somebody's got to pay it. You can't keep spending money if you don't have it. How about that for theology? Is that right or what?
Don't give you the Nobel Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize for that one. Don't use that saying, that's mine. Okay, I want copyright. But most people, a lot of people, they struggle. Look, the Bible has no limits on how much you can make. I mean, Job was the richest man on earth. Great man of God. Solomon was the richest man on earth in his day. David was a very wealthy man. People were wealthy in the Bible. Some people were wealthy. There's not a limit on how much you can make. But just don't let money control you. You control it. And that's what the problem is. Whether people are hoarding up money because they're afraid they never have enough, or people are struggling and they're constantly spending and constantly saying, I don't have enough, and they just constantly spend money and they're trying to supply all their wants instead of taking care of what they need. You see, some want independence because of profit. They want to do their thing and buy what they want to buy and do the things they want to do. Some want it because of the present. They just look over there and they say, I'm missing out. Number 3, some want independence because of perversion. If you would, look at Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1. Verse number 24. Romans chapter 1, verse number 24. Watch this first statement. Wherefore, God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own bodies because of themselves, who changes the truth of God into a lie, and worships and serves the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up vile affections. For even the women did change the natural use into which is against nature. And likewise men, leaving the natural use of women, burned in their lust one towards another man, with men working that which unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense or repays of their error, which was meat. Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God to their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which is not in me. Some want independence because of perversion. One of the hottest topics we face today is my needs, my preference, alternative lifestyle. Listen to me very carefully. In case you don't know, in verse 26 they're talking about lesbians, and 27 homosexuality. When a nation decides it is no longer an issue, and and people have legal rights to marry the same sex, you as a nation have crossed the line.
Amen.
This is not a new issue or something that just came up in the 21st century. You can go back to the beginning time in the book of Genesis and you can find a city by the name of Sodom and Gomorrah that was faced with this same kind of wickedness. And I can tell you right now, God was not pleased. You can go to the book of Isaiah, 700 years before Christ was born, and they had to deal with this situation that led the nation of Israel in bondage. If you don't believe in the Old Testament or you're not satisfied with that, read Romans chapter 1. You want it, you got it. God will give you. If you want to live that lifestyle, God says go for it. He'll let you do it. But that's not a lifestyle that you want. And that is not a lifestyle that you're born with. God says, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife. It doesn't say that shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto Steve. Amen. 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 And he's talking about the natural use of the body. Nowadays, you're seeing sex change. Men converting bodies to women, women converting bodies to men. You're seeing prostitution where men are dressing up like women. And believe it or not, sometimes you can't tell them apart on the outside. And it's a shame that when people stand up and say they have rights. If someone decides to be a lesbian or homosexual, that's up to them. They can live that lifestyle. But nowhere does it say that they should have benefits. And what I'm talking about benefits as a spouse or anything like that, that is wrong. But when we have people today, Christians, believers in church, that says, look, it's their life, but no, hang on. If they want to live it, that's fine. But don't compromise your conviction. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Amen.
Does God love a homosexual or lesbian? You bet you He does. He loves them just as much as He loves you and I. He just hates the sin. According to what He says, it's an abomination which makes Him sick. Because that's not the way God created human life. But nowadays we're seeing any kind of preference you have, an alternative lifestyle. We're seeing the movement. In fact, we're using the word gay, which is really a hot topic with me because gay means happy. And now if you run around here saying you're gay, people think that you're funny. You can't even say you're gay. Don't try that. Don't run out there and say you're gay, okay? It's not going to be good, I can tell you. Because they have used that word. The people now, and the worst part, like I said, if they want to live that life, that's up to them. But they shouldn't be being able to have legalized marriages, or they shouldn't be, Christian people should not say that that's okay, that maybe they were born that way, or it's okay to live that way, it's their life. When a country starts accepting wickedness like this and other things, you better look out. Because God will deal with that country. God bless the USA. How about God have mercy on the USA?